Do you want a better box jump? Wouldn't that be nice? Well, you could and you can with this video. You could just attempt a bunch of box jumps till you get better at the box jump, but wouldn't a structured workout be much better? If that sounds like something you would enjoy, keep watching. But Tyson, there's no boxes here. What are we doing? There are boxes. They're over in the corner. Use your eyes. But we don't need boxes to start. We need to just get warm and get the body flowing and get it moving. What we're going to do first is not that. We're going to do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 2 rounds of 3 exercises. The first one being quarter squat jumps. So we're just going to squat down to a quarter and jump up. On the landing, we are landing back in that quarter squat and continuing the movement. 10 seconds rest, and then we go into this move called a double leg pogo. It's fast reaction from the ankles on the spot, looking to have a soft bend in the knee, but mainly through the ankles we're generating that effort. Look for a mid-foot landing as opposed to being up on your toes. We have another 10-second rest, and then we're going to some knee raises on the rings. This pace is also getting the heart rate up. This third movement is a strong knee drive up, looking to purposely be explosive with the movement of the knee drive. We go one more round through that, and then we can finally get some boxes out. All right, you happy? Are you happy? We're gonna get some boxes out now after one more round. Boxes. Now, this is physical prep to the big box jump, and I'm gonna show you 2 that you can do. Both of them start on a box where you're seated that puts your legs at roughly a 90-degree angle. We're going to rock forward and jump up, and we are keeping the legs extended. Let me show you what is a bad habit in box jumping. See how my legs didn't take advantage of any extension? What we do here is lean forward, jump, and hold our extension. Legs stay straight. We're using the glutes, we're using the quads. Quads, what? Calves. We're using our quads to extend the legs. We're using our glutes to extend the hips. And then we move on to this second one. Using your arms is free power. Why would you not take advantage of that? This one is not exactly to encourage arm extension. I'm just saying, notice the arms are more heavily involved in this movement, and you want them to be more involved in your box jump as well. I'm going to rock forward, and as I jump, I'm pushing the weight up into the air, using my upper body to help propel me to the box. You don't have to hold that weight above your head, but you do have to push as you jump. This is a 5-kilo dumbbell. I would say 3 to 5 kilos is adequate enough for your box jump work. You can even use a med ball. You can only do this exercise if you have already overcome the fear of box jumping. Box jumping is intimidating initially to actually jump up to this height, and you need your hands there ready to protect you if needed. So don't jump into holding something that's restricting you if you have any hesitation to box jump yet. You need to get over that hurdle first. And your workout would likely be a lot simpler than this. You could do the warm-up, you could do the box jump, you could do the strengthening stuff, but you would keep the heights very low and build confidence first. Once you've chosen to do one of those movements for 3 sets, or both of them, 2 sets each, we move on to the main part of the session. It's our box jump. If my box jump is 58 inches, is my PB standing, then I want to be doing less than that. I'm going to be attempting 45 to 50 inches for the session today, 2 to 3 repetitions for 3 sets. I'm also going to build that up rather than just set up that height now and go for it. So my warm-up is box jumps at a lower height. So we're just going to go 2 repetitions as we build up. This is 30. Always step down. If you guys are jumping up to the box and then jumping down, the amount of effort that's going through your Achilles is beyond anything you've done in the warm-up, in the physical prep, or even in that box jump, and you did it unintentionally. So always step down from the box. Let's go to 40. So I'm gonna go up to 44 next. You have to remember, box jumps are power. They use your ATP PT system, which is effort that doesn't require any oxygen, but it also means that you can deplete that effort quite quickly. Even though I'm not out of breath, I'm not sweating from doing those jumps, I need to give it time to replenish that energy system. All right, 44 felt pretty good. We're gonna see how we go at 50. This is where it somewhat starts to be intimidating. I feel like I should take these socks off. Try to pick a height that is roughly 70% of what you think your biggest jump would be. 2 reps, 3 sets, and then we are done with the skill work. Oh no, we're at the barbell. If we have better strength in the lower body, we are better able to box jump. 2 versions we can do for strength. This first one is just your barbell back squat. We're gonna go 8 repetitions, full range of motion. I like to add a little pause in the bottom. Can't remember the guy's name, but he was on the Huberman Lab podcast as a renowned sprint coach. And Andre de Grasse, if you know him, is a very accomplished Canadian sprinter. The sprint coach, sorry I'm forgetting his name, said Andre de Grasse could barely squat. I mean, he could, but struggled to squat his own body weight. And if you train barbell squats a lot, squatting your body weight is just a given. You definitely can do that. So that's just to illustrate that box jumps are more akin to sprinting. It's not going to make or break your box jump if you aren't squatting super duper heavy wevy. The main thing here is it is general strength building so that your lower body is just better equipped to deal with the loading and the athleticness of the box jump. So what is the option to make this more specific to our box jump? How do we make our box jump strength training specific with a box? Duh! So this isn't just a normal box squat where we're doing the exact same thing but cutting the range of motion because we had an adductor injury. Oh my God, that got too personal. The goal here is to squat down, control. You're not resting on the box. So we're not coming down here, scrolling through our phone and then coming back up. We are keeping tension. We tap the box and driving up fast. So we do 6 to 8 reps. That explosive movement under load is mimicking what we do in the box jump to some degree. Only with the box jump, there's no weight holding us down. So if we're able to move fast with heavy weight, the barbell on top of us, then think of the gains and the benefits that are going to trickle down to that box jump and gift us more power within the jump. You can go a bit heavier with that as well. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy heavy, but when you reduce the range of motion like that, as a box squat, you likely can move a lot more weight. That is our strength done. We now move on to some conditioning to finish this workout. Now, this was a DIY calf raise, like a Smith machine that was given to me by Ben the Bounce. I quite liked this one. The weight plate is to give my heel more of a drop, so I get more of a stretch through the calf. And we're gonna do 3 sets of 8 repetitions. When I drive up, I'm looking to make sure there stays a lot of weight onto the big toe so that the ankle doesn't flare out. So I hope I've framed this good enough. I'm gonna go 1, 2, control down, 3. You can see how the weight plates act like wheels, and with the right amount of pressure against the wall, all I have to focus on is the up and down. 3 sets, and we're gonna superset with 1 final exercise. This last one is some work for the lower back and the glutes is the main aim here. So I have, through back tucks, through box jumps, and through power cleans, have thrown my back out. And part of me feels like it's to do with thrusting through passively. So there's no tension in the glutes as I push my hips forward. and that has resulted in some lower back injuries in the past. What I think can really help bulletproof against injuries like that is definitely attention to technique, but also training for your glutes and lower back in that extension. So you can see this as a DIY setup again, where I'm using stall bars and a box. Obviously, if you have a GHD or if you have, I think it's like the Roman chair, that will give you more range of motion. And is more valuable than this, but you got to take what you can get. So this is my setup here with my hip crease just off the edge. I wouldn't say that this is wrong. This is more just your spinal erectors versus your glutes. So spinal erectors, you can see I'm creating that arch. Glutes is where I'm pushing my hips into the box, squeezing the butt, and lifting up. And I would recommend to do these ones. You're gonna go 10 reps. You can even push that to 15. Pushing your hips down. I think that's 10. And that'll be done. Full workout is in the description, as are some other programs you can purchase from the website. It really helps the channel. So does subscribing, sharing, and liking. I'll see you for the next one.